Welcome back, everybody, and this is the fifth section of portion 29, Hermann Hesse's short story, Augustus. And we have with us today Sierra. Sierra, you want to say hello?
Hello, everyone.
Great. Okay, this is a rather interesting section, and we'll just follow the procedure that you're familiar with now. I'll read aloud the sentence, and Sierra will repeat after me, and please read with her. And then I'll ask her questions to deconstruct the sentence, the grammar of the sentence, so we can work together in moving toward a translation together. So let's see if you can see these marks here. I guess you can see those on the screen.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yes.
so here we go. There are a bunch of idiomatic phrases in this paragraph as well. Als es nun gegen den Herbst ging, everybody,
Als es nun gegen den Herbst ging
und einmal ein rauer, windiger Regenabend und kein Mensch in der Moosdacker Straße zu sehen war,
und einmal ein rauher, windiger Regenabend und kein Mensch in der Moosdacker Straße zu sehen war.
Okay, let's go up to there. So, so this is you probably know this word, the fall, and kind of idiomatic expression here, as it now went toward the fall, and I just translate it as it now turned to autumn. So this is autumn or fall, and let's see, and after this und, where's the verb complex, Sierra?
After the und,
Mm-hmm.
it is zu sehen war.
Good. And how do you translate that?
That would be was to be seen.
Yeah, and just supply a pronoun like it was, since it's it.
Okay, yeah, it was. Singular. Yes, or he was to be seen.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So and once a raw, windy Regenabend, this rainy evening. There's actually no verb here, so we're just leaving it without the verb in the translation. And no human being or no person was to be seen in the Moosdacker Straße. You want to just translate those 2.5 lines up to that point?
Sure. As now it turned to autumn, and once a raw, windy, rainy evening, and no one was to be seen in the Moosdacker Straße.
Good. Okay. So here, is this the subordinating conjunction, or is it just an adverb? And you can actually tell by the verb coming in the second position. If this verb were at the end of the clause, it would be since or because, the subordinating conjunction. But da just is now the adverb. There, or at that point, noticed the poor woman. Let's see. Now, where's the verb complex up to here after that?
Gekommen sei.
Yeah, and I'm sorry we didn't read this out loud. We'll read that. We'll read the next line out loud for sure. Okay, this is a subjunctive instead of ist, which would be the indicative, and this is grammatical grammatical term is this is an indirect speech. So at that point, the poor woman noticed. What did she notice? And it uses the subjunctive then, had come. Now another note here: when German has a past tense in the main clause, then the subordinate clause, which is dependent upon that, if this is in the past tense, then this indicates one tense earlier or further in the past. So since this is the past, then you could translate this as the pluperfect. So at that point, the old woman noticed that her hour had come. Up there. Okay, and let's read together. Und es wurde ihr Angst, everybody?
Und es wurde ihr Angst,
weil sie ganz allein war.
weil sie ganz allein war.
So up to here, where's the verb?
Wurde.
And that means what when it stands alone?
It means became.
Good, yeah. So it became.
It became. It
And,
became.
and what case is this? Ir?
That's the dative.
Good. So which we indicate with the carets. So literally, it became fearful to her, or you could say, and she became fearful. Would be a smoother way of reading that. Weil sie ganz allein war, and so translate that.
Because she was so entirely alone.
Exactly. Now, weil is a subordinate conjunction, so one telltale of that, of the subordinate conjunction as opposed to independent conjunction, is that the verb comes at the end, that she was quite alone. Going on. Beim Einbruch der Nacht aber kam eine alte Frau mit einer Handlaterne gegangen.
Bei Einbruch der Nacht aber kam eine alte Frau mit einer Handlanterne gegangen.
Good. Verb is?
The verb is kam gegangen.
Yeah, and this is a sort of a strange construction. Very, you don't see this very often. And subject is?
The subject, eine alte Frau.
Yeah, an old woman. Okay. And beim is a contraction for what two words? Do you remember?
Bei and dame.
Good. By dame. So you can always have these contractions. So at the break of night, or we would say by nightfall, simply. An old woman. Now, came gegangen. This is the past participle, actually serving as a predicate adjective, but we could say an old woman came coming or walking along with a hand lantern, simply. Okay, going on. Trat in das Haus, everybody.
Trat in das Haus.
Und kochte Wasser und legte Leinwand zurecht.
Und kochte Wasser und legte Leinwand zurecht.
Und tat alles.
Und tat alles.
Was getan werden muss.
Was getan werden muss.
I guess we'll go on. Wenn ein Kind zur Welt kommen soll.
Wenn ein Kind zur Welt kommen soll.
Okay, so this is treten, to step into, with a directional accusative. So she stepped into the house. You could probably recognize this, to cook. So our English verb comes from that. Cooked water and laid out, or laid out the or put the linen cloth in order, or laid out the linen cloth. And this, what's the infinitive for this word? Tat? These are
tun.
Tun, exactly. Yeah, tun. It's a very short verb, but this is the past tense. So you have a past tense here, and laid out the linen cloth, and did everything what must be done. So what is the antecedent of was, Sierra?
Alles.
Alles. When you have an antecedent which is an indeterminate, in other words, it doesn't refer to anything but just generally, then was is often the serving as the relative pronoun, so that you often see this paired together when something is not specifically being pointed to. And did everything which must be done, from tan again. Wenn ein Welt. So where's the verb complex after starting with wenn?
Kommen soll.
Yeah, it should come or should arrive, when a child should arrive to the world. Okay, let's go on. Frau Elisabeth ließ alles still geschehen.
Frau Elisabeth ließ alles still geschehen.
Und erst als das Kindlein da war.
Und erst als das Kindlein da war.
Let's go up to there. Where's the verb complex?
Ließ geschehen.
Good. Let's just erase this. So ließ. Lassen oftentimes means to allow something to happen or have someone else do something. So the lady Elizabeth allowed everything still to occur, or quietly to occur. In other words, she didn't interrupt what she saw in front of her. Und erst, and only as the little child, Kindlein. Where's the diminutive on Kindlein?
The Lein.
Exactly,
line.
right there. Yeah, the small child was there, i.e., was born. It's little not as dramatic as you would want something expressed in that case, right? And and was born, and or was there, and began his first. This is an interesting word. Earth sleep, or began first to doze in his earth sleep, lying in new fine. What did you say for Vindeln? Vindeln?
Oh, like swaddling,
Yeah,
wrapped blankets.
that's right. Yeah,
Basically.
like swaddling clothes. Okay, then after this whole occurred, fragte sie die alte Frau. Everybody?
Fragte sie die alte Frau,
Woher sie denn käme?
woher sie denn käme.
So sie here is the lady who has the child. So she asked the old woman, direct accusative, where she came from, literally. But this is an indirect question, which is also requires in German that the verb goes into the subjunctive here with käme, third person singular. So let's see. Let's see. Can you go back to here? I think because you just translate the whole thing so we can sort of put it together, following you, and sort of not too fast.
Sure.
Beim Einbruch,
Beim Einbruch, okay.
By nightfall.
By nightfall, however, came an old woman, having come with a hand lantern, and entered into the house and cooked water and put the linen cloths in order and did everything that or what must be done when a child is supposed to come into the world. Lady Elizabeth allowed everything to quietly take place, and only when the little child was there and in the new delicate swaddling clothes began to doze his first earth sleep, or first sleep on earth, did the woman ask the old lady, or old woman, she asked the old lady from where she had come.
Exactly, yeah. So she did all these things, and remember, the Lady Elizabeth has no idea where this lady has come from, and she prepared everything before the birth, and just sort of appeared magically. So it's an interesting passage. Great. Okay. So thanks so much for joining in for this last section of portion 25, and hope to thanks so much for tuning in. Talk to you later. Thanks so much. Bye bye.